As airport congestion and delays become common and traffic snarls on the freeways increase, American travelers are rediscovering the convenience of riding the rails, the high-speed rails. On the Northeast Corridor between New York and Washington, Amtrak Metroliners have actually overtaken the airlines in market share. Now, many more American travelers are experiencing the benefits of the latest in high-speed rail technology. Thanks to agreements among Amtrak, ABB, the Federal Railroad Administration, and Swedish State Railways, the X2000, ABB's unique high-speed tilting train, arrived in the United States in October 1992 for technical tests and demonstration service. There was anticipation in the air that crisp October morning as the train was unloaded at the Port of Baltimore. And even more excitement as X2000 first traveled U.S. rails behind an Amtrak diesel and made its entrance into Washington's Union Station. During testing, the news media got their first official briefing.
The X2000 is not so much a product that deals with speed as it is a product that deals with time and the amount of time that we can save in making trips between city centers.
As reporters rode the train, the public began to learn about X2000 through intensive national coverage.
One of President-elect Clinton's campaign promises was to build a high-speed rail system in the United States. Well, on Thursday, one high-speed train made a demo run in Pennsylvania. John Gibson has more.
The X2000 is a high-speed train built in Sweden. The reason it's fast is it's built to take curves at top speed. Special hydraulics tilt the cars like a race car, banking into turns. The tilt technology will allow Amtrak to run trains on existing rail lines up to 125 miles an hour.
Your best and easiest way of installing high-speed trains is to use existing right-of-way. That means you've got to be able to go around curves fast, and that's what this train does uniquely.
The publisher of Railway Age magazine has ridden every high-speed train in the world.
I'm impressed with the ability to go around these curves at so much higher speeds and such comfort.
Along the Philadelphia Main Line, John Gibson, NBC News.
As the holidays approached, ABC's Good Morning America brought its cameras to Union Station for a closer look.
This is a time of travel delays, so wonderful to think about perhaps cutting your travel time by about a third. Well, take a look at this. It's called the X2000. It is the high-speed tilt train that comes from Sweden. It runs along existing rail lines at speeds up to 150 miles an hour, and because it can tilt on turns, it doesn't have to slow down like Amtrak's Metroliners. The first test model of the X2000 arrived in Baltimore in October. Amtrak hopes that eventually the tilt train could cut a trip from New York to Boston from 4.5 hours to 3.
Observers along the Northeast Corridor got their first glimpse of X2000 later in December. During high-speed tests with key rail officials and congressmen aboard, X2000 breezed along at more than 150 miles an hour.
If we can get this into place in the crowded corridors of our country, I think that this will be the preferred mode of travel.
With successful testing completed, Amtrak and ABB made history when on February 1st, 1993, X2000 made its inaugural run in regular passenger service from Washington to New York on Amtrak's Northeast Corridor. Some of the passengers had planned for weeks to be on the train. Other riders found an unexpected but pleasant surprise at the platform.
I think it's very nice. I saw it the other day when I was in town. I had no idea I was getting on it this time going north.
If this is the future, I'm ready for it.
I think it's one of the best things that's happened for Amtrak in some time.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful idea.
It's a pleasant surprise.
I think it's absolutely fantastic.
News coverage of X2000 was extensive, with the far-ranging publicity surrounding the train creating renewed interest in high-speed rail across North America and around the world.
It is a dream come true for many travelers, a faster train ride that's smooth also. As CNN's Brian Jenkins reports, a high-speed train is coming to a well-traveled route.
Amtrak is looking to draw travelers back, at least on shorter trips, with new technology for the 21st century. Amtrak First is trying out a high-tech, high-speed train from Sweden, the X2000. It was designed by the ABB Traction Company to move faster along the 283-mile run between Stockholm and Sweden's second-largest city, Gothenburg, a curvy route laid out more than 100 years ago.
The whole idea behind this train is to go faster around curves with equal passenger comfort.
In fact, in at least a dozen states and Canada, officials are taking a more serious look at implementing high-speed rail links along heavy-demand, intermediate-distance corridors where air and auto lanes are nearing capacity. The need to decrease air pollution has also contributed to the recent heightened interest in high-speed rail transportation. Much of the excitement created by X2000 is the result of continuing research and development in high-speed technology that has brought rapid advances in the state-of-the-art for European riders. All over the continent, national rail systems have introduced new and improved intercity services with speeds of 125 miles per hour and beyond. In the forefront of much of this research stands ABB Traction. ABB is ASEA Brown Boveri, one of the world's largest electrotechnical companies, with a history in electric rail transportation more than a century old. It is ABB that supplies the electric locomotives that Amtrak and regional transportation agencies are using on the Northeast Corridor between New Haven, New York, and Washington. Meanwhile, ABB's dedication to providing the best in high-speed technology for America's future travel needs continues. Since 1990, Swedish State Railways has been successfully operating the ABB-developed X2000 high-speed tilting train. Designed for service between Stockholm and Gothenburg and other cities in Sweden, X2000 is the product of more than 2 decades of research and development by Swedish State Railways and ABB. The challenge faced by ABB engineers was to design a train that would dramatically reduce travel times by operating at faster speeds on existing track, thus eliminating the prohibitively high costs of building all new infrastructure to support high-speed trains. In America, it has been the high capital investment required for new lines that has often discouraged new high-speed passenger rail development. Time counts. On the Stockholm to Gothenburg route in Sweden, X2000 has reduced the running time from more than 4 hours to under 3 hours, gaining significant market share in competition with auto and air modes. In similar service on the Northeast Corridor, trains like X2000 could reduce the present 4.5-hour trip from New York to Boston to less than 3 hours when Amtrak completes scheduled improvements to that line.
I think the tilt mechanism seems to be particularly well suited to some of our problems, especially in the New York-Boston area and in a number of the off-corridor places where we may be able to put in high-speed operations.
X2000 incorporates several important features which permit its higher speeds on conventional rights-of-way. These include a state-of-the-art AC propulsion system controlled by GTO thyristors for faster acceleration and more economical operation. Innovative self-steering radial trucks that allow faster running on curves and help maintain stability and safety without increasing forces on the wheels or rails. Instead of constantly braking and accelerating as the train traverses each curve, the radial trucks allow X2000 to negotiate curves as well as the straight sections at higher average speeds than conventional trains, resulting in significantly shorter point-to-point travel times. During the technical test program in the U.S., X2000 proved its ability to operate safely and comfortably in curves, taking them at speeds from 40 to 60% faster than conventional trains. A unique active hydraulic tilting mechanism on each coach, controlled by computerized sensors, eliminates the discomfort which would otherwise result from excessive lateral forces as the train rounds curves at high speeds. On the Northeast Corridor, X2000's features have proven to work so well that the federal authorities have given the green light to speeds of 135 miles an hour on curves where conventional Metroliners must slow to 100. Passengers are hardly aware of curving, even on the most pronounced turns. As many Americans are discovering, X2000 travel time is quality time. Riders on the Northeast Corridor are enjoying new features and quality onboard conveniences never before available. A variety of appetizing meals are being offered to people at their seats. Those who wish may take advantage of the Bistro Car, where a tempting array of new menu items are being featured and tested. For the business traveler, telephones, fax machines, enclosed conference areas, and more are available on X2000. Those who prefer to relax can enjoy a 3-channel stereo music system. Yes, high-speed rail, X2000 style, is now in America on the Northeast Corridor between Washington, New York, and New Haven, and potentially on dozens of other high-speed rail corridors. As Americans become familiar with the comfort and convenience of modern high-speed rail travel, ABB Traction is making plans to design and produce X2000 train sets for North America in diesel as well as electric versions at its design and manufacturing facility in Elmira Heights, New York, where more than 800 people are committed to leading the way in American rail transportation.
A large majority of the assembly work, both for the cars and for the locomotives, is anticipated to be done in our facility in Elmira. There's a clear understanding in our industry today that there are some base manufacturing things that we just cannot afford not to do in this country, and building transportation infrastructure is one of them.
X2000 is truly the new approach to high-speed rail. A train that can bring significantly reduced travel time along corridors linking major cities nationwide. The high-speed tilting train of tomorrow, here today, X2000.